This is chapter number 2, Inside Our Earth. We are taking question and answer on Inside Our Earth. What are the three layers of the Earth? So the three layers of the Earth are crust, mantle and core. So outermost is crust, then after 35 kilometers from the land, not from the seas, from sea it is 5 kilometers. That is 35 kilometers. Then we have mantle, which goes to around 2600, 2900 kilometer. Then inside this we have the core. A rock is a natural mass. What is a rock? The answer is this question we are taking. What is a rock? So a rock is a natural mass of mineral matter that makes up the earth crust. So rocks can be of different color, size and shape, texture. Name three different types of rocks. So three types of rocks are igneous rocks, also known as primary rocks. Then we have sedimentary rocks. Then we have metamorphic rocks. The next question is, how are extrusive and intrusive rocks formed? So here is the volcano. So the molten lava comes out and it settles down. I mean, it you can say cools down. But sometimes the molten lava cools down here only. Means even before coming out of the, you can say, mouth of the volcano, it cools down here. So when the molten lava comes on the earth's surface, it rapidly cools down and becomes solid. Rocks formed in this way on the crust are extrusive igneous rocks. While sometimes the molten magma cools down deep inside the earth crust, the solid rocks are so formed, they are actually intrusive igneous rocks. The next one is this one. What do you mean by a rock cycle? So one type of rock changes or transforms to another type under certain conditions in a cyclic manner. The process of transformation of this rock from one to another is known as rock cycle. And let's take an example. Igneous rock, it changes into sedimentary rock. When the igneous and sedimentary rocks are subjected to heat and pressure, they change to metamorphic rocks. Then the metamorphic rocks, which are still under great heat and pressure, high heat and pressure, they become the molten magma. This molten magma can again cool down and solidify into igneous rock. This is how the cyclic manner, the rock changes its form. What are the uses of rocks? So hard rocks, they are used for making rods, houses and buildings. Stones are used in various games which we play, pittu, supa, kit, gitti. But mostly the buildings and roads, etc., which are around us, they all have somewhere rocks in there. Next is, what are metamorphic rocks? When igneous and sedimentary rocks, they are subjected to heat and pressure, they change into metamorphic rocks. For instance, clay changes into slate and limestone into marble, the Sangmarmar. We have to take the correct answer. The rock which is made up of molten magma, the answer is igneous. The innermost layer of the earth is known as core. Gold, petroleum and coal are example of their minerals. Rocks which contain fossil fuels, and these are sedimentary rocks. The thinnest layer of the earth is the outermost layer, which is 35 kilometer in land, and for seabed it is 5 kilometer. So this is crust. Now let's match core. So core is the innermost layer. Minerals has definite chemical composition. Rocks used for roads and buildings. Clay, it changes into slate, and sial, made up of silica and aluminium, SiAl, this makes sial. Give reasons. We cannot go to the center of the earth. Why? See, in order to reach the center of the earth, you have to go around 6371 kilometers, because this is the radius of the earth. To reach the center of the earth, we have to dig a hole which is higher than this number, 6000 kilometers deep on the ocean floor. This is quite impossible. Well, nothing is impossible, but still, the time I am speaking, and therefore we cannot go to the center of the earth. Sedimentary rocks are formed from sediments. So rocks, they break down into smaller fragments which are known as sediments. These sediments, they are transported and deposited by wind and water, and these loose sediments are compressed and hardened to form layers of rocks. These are known as sedimentary rocks. Then we have limestone is changed into marble. So limestone is changed into marble because igneous and sedimentary rocks, they change into metamorphic rocks under great or high heat and pressure. Short questions. What is called the uppermost layer of the earth? It is called the crust. What is special feature of this layer? It is the thinnest of all the layers. As I said, 35 km for land and 5 km in seabed. Name the main mineral constituents of the continental mass. This is silica and alumina. You can also call it as Sial, Si and Al. Name the constituents of oceanic crust. So silica and magnesium, these are the constituents of the oceanic crust. What is the radius of the core? So the radius of the core is around 3500 kilometers. What are the main constituents of the core? The main constituents of the core are nickel and iron. That is why we call it as Ni for nickel, Fe for ferrous, that is iron. It is known as Nife or Nife. What is the earth crust made up of? So it is made up of different type of rocks, igneous, sedimentary, metamorphic rocks. What are called igneous rocks? So when the molten magma cools down, it becomes solid. So rocks formed in this way, these are known as igneous rocks. What are fossils? The remain of the dead plant and animal trapped in the layer of rocks, thousands years ago, and because of different temperature, pressure, condition, these have changed or are transformed into fossils. What happens when igneous and sedimentary rocks go under great heat and pressure? So they change into metamorphic rocks. Now short type questions. What are minerals? How are they useful for mankind? So minerals, these are naturally occurring substances which have certain physical properties and definite chemical composition. So minerals are very useful for mankind. Some minerals like the coal, the natural gas and the petroleum, these are used as fuels. They are also used in industries, iron, aluminium, gold, uranium, etc. And they are used in medicine, in fertilizers, etc. Mention various types of rocks. So there are mainly three types of rock: igneous rocks, and in this we have various, you can say, subcategories also. But igneous rock and sedimentary rock and metamorphic rock, these are the three main categories. So igneous rocks, we have sedimentary rock, metamorphic rock, igneous rocks. What is igneous rock? When the molten magma cools, it becomes solid. The rocks formed in this way, these are called igneous rocks. They are also called primary rocks. They are of two types: intrusive rocks and extrusive rocks. Extrusive rocks and intrusive rocks, what are these? When molten lava comes on the earth's surface, it rapidly cools down and becomes solid. Rocks formed in this way on the crust is called extrusive igneous rocks. For instance, basalt. When we talk about intrusive rocks, sometimes the molten magma, it cools down deep inside the earth crust. Solid rocks are formed. These are called intrusive igneous rocks. Since they cool down slowly, see here it cooled down rapidly, here it cools down slowly. They form large grains, for instance, granite. Then we have sedimentary rock, second category of rock. This is the first category. Small fragments of rocks, these are called sediments. These sediments are transported and deposited by wind and water. So these loose sediments, these are compressed and hardened to form sedimentary rock. For instance, sandstone is made from grains of sand. Then we have metamorphic rocks. When igneous and sedimentary rocks, they are subjected to great heat and pressure, high heat and pressure, they change into metamorphic rocks. For instance, clay changes to slate, limestone changes to marble. What do you know about the interior of the earth? Interior. So our earth is made up of several concentric layers, like this first one, second one, you can say third one, with one inside the another, just like an onion. So these layers are three numbers, that is, first of all we have crust, then we have the mantle, and then this one is your third one, which is the core. So crust, it is the uppermost over the earth surface, it is the thinnest of all layer, it is about 35 kilometer on the continental masses or land, and only 5 kilometer on the ocean floors, that is sea. So the continental masses are made up of silica and alumina, and it is thus called Sial, that is silica and alumina, Sial. The oceanic crust mainly consists of silica and magnesium, that is why it is called SIMA, S-I-M-A, SIMA, silica, magnesia. Then we have mantle, second part, this one. It is just beneath the crust, it extends up to depth of 2900 kilometer, and core, it is the innermost, this one, this is the innermost one. Its radius is about 3500 kilometer. It is mainly made up of nickel and iron and is known as Nife. Nickel and ferrous, ferrous is for iron. So Nife. The central core has high temperature and pressure. These were a question and answer on this topic. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself.